Okay, welcome map makers. My name is Daz Tactic. We're looking at DOM6 maps, and we're now going to be delving into an area that is fairly badly broken in the game, which is going to be the underground for making maps. Like if you're illustrating maps, illustrating the underground, you may want to not bother with it at this stage. I'm still bothering with it with a view to then correcting it once it actually is sort of fixed in the game. It doesn't work well. You can see through here I've actually generated, the reason I think it's still worth pursuing is that you do have some factions that should start underground, like Agartha. So Agartha here is actually starting on a plains and river, which is not what Agartha does. Agartha always starts in a cave, typically. But in DOM6, unless you actually have, and when you actually, even if you've got like underground layers, which is what we've got through here, why can't that, we're not seeing that one? It's not showing it. That's weird. And normally it will show you. Maybe it can't see it. It may not have view to it. Unknown destination. So we don't know what the destination is. But there's two destinations in there. So we don't have any real control over what it does with the underworld or the underground at this stage. And so we need to fix this. And we'll do this by actually building an underground area. Now, what I have done is I have gone and built another map. So I started, this one was one complete file with all of the forest W, the swamp W, waste W, etc. All those little things to get the highland W, to get the winter versions and the actual versions of, for example, highlands and mountains. This one here is wastelands with a river running past it. This one is kelp forest. So all of those were covered in the previous episode. So if you're interested in that one, have a look at that one through there. Now, the map making that I did for the underground is actually very much the same sort of approach, where I generated like again a very, very different. Sorry, I generated the border map. Actually, I'll show you. I'll just show you what I've got. So here I am again in Clip Studio, Clip Studio Paint, and again we've got our little white dots, so pure white, which I covered in the last one. So it's the same process as what we did last time, but we don't actually have any control at this stage. Whoa, don't have any control at this stage over the composition of the different types of terrain. So that's the one negative that we actually have, one of the big negatives that we have. Plus we also can't reload the maps in, which is another major negative. So make sure you get everything prepared for when you actually start to work on the planes, whether it be the underground plane or any other plane that you are working on. I have left in all of my other stuff from the previous maps, like from when I did the overland map. So they're just actually in there. Not going to really worry about them. Sorry, so it's people working outside. It's not too onerous, but I'm leaving them there because I don't know how this is all supposed to kick in. Essentially, once we sort of do get with the, and I just want to keep that there as reference. So I've still got all those ones from my other map, but this is a completely new file, just called caves. So this is arena map caves, and so I've got the cave base. If I turn that one off, I'm then left with my flat colors. If I go back out even further, I can then turn off all of my foreground layers. I'm just left with the dots that are sort of then allocated back in through there. Just see if I can gauge how long this noise is going to take. Yeah, I'm not sure. Anyway, so you can notice again, I'll just go through and just sort of show you, I am not having any anti-aliasing across any of the lines. It's all just pure colors. It makes it so much easier when you do the actual map. And these are a bit tricky. Again, the underground really is just not quite the way that you sort of want it to be, with the way it sort of is working. So I export out this map, and then I also export out my full-blown base map. So cave base. So that's all I need to do is just the two layers, because I don't have any control over the crystal forests. I really wish I did, but I don't. And that will come. So just be prepared. You will have to do what we did with the overmap with the other aspects of the caves. But at the moment, it's not working with the editors or anything. So it will eventually. So you'll need to have like cave forests, crystal caves, and then drip caves as well, where there's like water, like a lot of moisture. And so that's what we'll sort of end up having to deal with. But they're the only two files that I made, and so I export those out as two different other targets. Let's now go back and copy them into the area that we're working in inside the Dominions maps area. And so those files, the arena map caves and the arena map borders, have now been brought across into this area. Now, unlike the normal map with the naming convention, we don't have to bother with these. In fact, we're better not to change these at all at this early stage. Now we're going to be using, if I just go back in and have a look at this in Irfan View, this Irfan View is very good with targets. That's what we're going to be working with initially, and then we are going to go back and then replace it with this. So that's the plan. It's pretty, that bit of it's pretty simple. It's just that the rest of it doesn't really work all that well. Now again, if you haven't done your backups, I'm sort of happy enough with what I've got through there, so I'm just going to delete those. I am going to now take a backup of this one. I'm just going to, again, just taking copies as we go. Control C, Control V, and we'll just call this one test 01, 1.back. So that will be sort of where we started with. And write notes to yourself if you're wanting to sort of try to figure out what versions you've actually trying to work with. If you make a mistake with this, you've got a difficult time ahead of you, unfortunately. So so make sure you do backup after backup after backup, because this is horrifically painful if you don't. Believe me, this is the most painful part of the whole process, is trying to get this to work. Now, the gotchas, when we come back into this one, we're now going to go back into the map editor. We're now going to go back into load map, test, which is where we were, test.map, okay. So we've now brought this one back in, so we've got this one here ready to go. We've got our underground layer. We actually, we now need to make a few other little changes. Now, we don't want to be working on this map. We're happy with what we've done here, so I'm assuming we are. But if we go back in to the advanced commands, we want to actually go and unselect the deep caves plane enabled, because what this one does, so a plane with random caves will be created during game creation. Tunnels between the cave plane and the first plane with deep caves enabled will also be dug. Now we don't want that, because we're going to control that ourselves. So deep caves gets turned off. All these other things are fine. We're then going to go and cross, and you can change things like your Dominion color or anything like that if you're not happy with the way that the color looks. So by all means, change all these different things. But what we need to do is we need to go and add the plane. So we're going to click on that one, add plane. And in this case, we now need to go and select a map. And so we go back into test. And the one we use is our borders map. Now, before we had to have the naming exactly right with all of these. With these, we don't, because it will now generate its own target file based on what we select, and it will actually then go and generate a different map file. The target file we can replace really easily with our actual map, but the other one we can't. So the .map file, we have to, once we start this process, we are stuck with it. So it's a bit of a pain in the bum. So if you once you just start doing this one, just follow through. Anyway, hopefully this will make sense as we go through, but we want this one with the bright borders around it. We just go and click on OK. And so now this is what we actually have. Now we've got, again, just double check what you've got in through here. They should all be turned off. This all still applies to this one in through this other side. I'm just now going to go and exit from here. Again, you don't have any real control over what's going to happen through here. I'll just mark that one and terrain type. Just going to press escape, because now, you're going to start to see weirdness happening. This is actually the leftover from what happened on the above layer. If we just go and click somewhere else, it will then just disappear. Now, this is trying to make sense, and again, just control click. It's actually trying to have a best guess of where it thinks things should be. So they're all okay. That's not okay. That's okay. They're okay. That's not okay. Oops, hang on. Control click. So that's the connection that I want. So just go and do those sorts of things. Now the next thing that we sort of saw, which is what we did with the underwater in the last episode, which is by pressing U where it's all underwater. These have all got to be designated as cave. We don't have any control over setting it up for the other things. I'll show you what the other things I think should be, which may come in the future. It's not here yet. And what they are is we've got a... if we go, so we might as well just do this one here, Control A. So Control A, this is the designation for specific things, and cave, which is just C. So if I go and click on cave, it's then going to have the cave allocated to it. And by having that turned on, we can see that that's actually allocated as a cave. So just go into here, cave, cave, cave. So it's handy being able to see this. And so we know that they're all now designated as caves. Now, what should happen in the game is if you have something designated a certain way, it should be, for example, like to create a crystal cave, you should be able to then go and click on Highlands Gorge and have like a Highlands area in the cave, which, this is my understanding, which should then be a crystal cave. To get a cave forest, it should just simply be a cave along with forest, which is there. And so that should be all you need to do. But it doesn't work, so don't do it. It's not going to help you. There's no point in stressing about that one. So this bit of it is fairly simple. But if you make a mistake when you're doing this stuff, just know that you have to come back and do the whole process again. So that's all that set up. We've got all of these linkages working correctly. That all looks fine to me. That bit is simple. That bit is really, really easy. Next bit we now have to go through can have a few little issues, which is to click on neighbours and go into the province area. See how they've got all these different colours? We want to change all of those. So shift question mark. We want to go back through and go Control B, calculate areas automatically from a border image. Now we have our border image, so we just go Control B, and we just go back into test, and the one that we're using is Caves Borders. Click on OK. So it's now allocating, it's now figuring out what it should do. It will take a bit of time and then it will screw itself up usually. But there is a fairly easy way around it because we've done our borders the way that we've done it. Now if I go and click on something, that one looks pretty good. That one doesn't because it's only half and half. That doesn't, that doesn't, that doesn't, that doesn't, that doesn't. So all of these need to be fixed. So you think, oh God, do I have to paint it up to all of these different borders? No, you don't. What you have to then go and do is go into these, just go to the Smart Filler. And again, because we've got the setup with this very, very distinct border, we can just go and push this border out. And it's very, very simple. Just make sure that you do get into all the corners. If you make a mistake and end up, particularly in an area like in here where you really don't want to be, if you end up over here and do it, and it's like, oh shit, I didn't right click, that doesn't matter because you can just come back in and then just fix it all up by having that one selected. But if you go into the border, just be really careful you don't go into the border. And you make sure you don't leave any little islands with anything as well. So it's just a bit of a longish process just to go through. Don't leave any little gaps either. Like if you're finding that you've got gaps anywhere, that all looks pretty good actually in those corners. It's more important that the borders between, whoa, see I've just done that one there. That's okay there, not okay in there. If I do it in there, I've got to start again. So for example, if we were happy with what we had done, no, we can't come back and edit. I can still save, but I can't then move out. So that's all okay. We'll just move this one up. That one looks good. That one doesn't. So I'm just going to push all these out. And I won't get tricky with this, but this is the process. There's things you can do with shrinking and expanding and stuff, but if you do what I've done, like with these very, very distinct colors at the start, this process is an absolute breeze. If you do use an actual illustration, it is an absolute nightmare. So do what I just did. You'll save yourself heaps of time, believe me. So that's it. Now that was not too onerous, but it still is not great. So as we sort of go back through, this is actually fine. So that's now designated the province areas. If we go back and click, we've then got everything connected. That's basically done. But if you're not sure, you can't really test it. So all you can do is just go back in and start to tweak different things. Now I am pretty sure, I'm just going to save the map and saving the map as test. It's now a fairly complicated process that we've actually now got put ourselves into. So we're just going to click on OK. And if we then go and have a look, actually one thing we do need to do is, I'm glad I didn't close it because I forgot to do something. I need to go back and do a gateway from, oops, hang on, cancel. I need to go back to here and make this a gateway. And this has to be number 1 to correspond with the gateway that we had above. So we had designated the gateway 1 on the above map. And so this one we have to designate here. We have to get this whole layer 100% correct before we move away. We can save. So what I tend to do here is if I'm unsure again, I'm going to be saving. This is a simple underground map, but if I was unsure, I'd be saving. I would then be going back, doing a backup of that map. Let's have a look at see what that looks like. So we now actually have a few different things have now changed in amongst our list. We now actually have a test underscore plane 2.map. So that we've got a different sort of map one. We've got our test.map and now we've got test underscore plane 2.map. And we also have a test underscore plane 2, which is actually our underground map. And so that's what we're actually dealing with at this stage. Nothing else we can really do in here. So I'm just going to go and save this map and then just exit. And again, once you exit, you cannot come back in. You have to start doing this whole process again if you screw something up. Right, now back into here again. Now we have this the borders we're done with, and that's actually just a copy. If I just go back into Earthframe View, open with, that's what we're looking at for our actual map, which is playable. That's a playable map. So we wanted to replace that one with our other map. And so I'm just going to go and ditch that one. I'm just going to copy this this name, Control C. So the program made that itself. Just going to delete that one because we don't want that one, and then we want to go back to the one that we had created and just replace the name. Control V, enter. That now becomes our test plane 2, and we no longer need the borders map unless we're going to keep on doing more work. Let's just delete it. And so I've got this backup. I'm going to delete this now because we're sort of getting it ready now for uploading. I will actually go through the steps to upload to Steam. I won't do it, but I will show. I should do it. I should do it. I need to change this one back to my arena map, so I would have to change all of these different things. We're not done here yet though, because what we need to do is if we go and play it, like by all means start to test it. Once you've got it done, just go and exit. I'll show you what the problems actually are. So if we go to create, and again, remember if I've made a mistake, and I very well may have, I've got test map. I'm going to click on OK, and this will be test again. All right, delete game, middle age. And in this case, I do want to get Agatha. Oh, did I set up? I didn't set up the start locations. That's so I now have to go and do all that again because I forgot to do the start locations. I can't get in. I'll show you the problem that we've got. Like if I go and choose Agatha, and I'll try to find another. Abyssia is often underground as well, and just go okay, 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 all right. And all right, I don't think we're going to start underground. So I screwed up. This is what I mean. Like, there's no way to go back and grab what we had and start from there. We have to basically start again. There is a workaround because we know that the shapes are right, and we know that most of the other stuff is right. The only thing that wasn't right was actually just the linkages of what we did. And so I can show you how we can tweak that and then and cheat. Maybe I'll do it that way, just in case you end up with doing a massive job and then think, oh my God, I forgot one little thing. How do I fix it? So we'll do that one. We'll just press escape. So we're still on the above ground, and we have the below ground, and it's called the underspring with nothing, like it's not working properly. So it looks a bit weird, doesn't it? We're getting some sort of weirdness in through here as well. It's just not functioning. So this is I don't know why it's done that. That shouldn't happen. But anyway, that's some reason it thinks that that's some sort of province, which it isn't. I'm just going to quit out of that one. Actually, I wonder if there is a way. I wonder if I should have done that separately. There is a cavern way that you can do it. I may have actually you can designate no cave. We may have supposed to be doing that for all of these, but I don't know how to designate them that way because that shouldn't happen. I think there's supposed to be no cave. So maybe we'll see if we can actually tweak that one as well and get that one to work. That may be why we're getting all those funny sort of shapes coming across the other side as well. Anyway, let's go back and. If that's the case, I think what we might do is put a few more white dots in, and then let's do that. Let's actually designate a few more white dots, and then we'll sort of figure out the best way around those. Okay, we're learning as we go. It's all new for everyone, but this is not working, and so I didn't set up my underground start, and that's the problem here. If we just go and press, so if we just go back up again, just right click on that one. Yeah, so Abyssia started over here. They both started above ground, where at least one of them should have started below ground. And that was my fault. So quit without saving, and we're just going to go back in and start to, start again, basically, unfortunately. All right, so we'll start by copying these across, which are my cave layers. Again, we need to get rid of the test plane because it doesn't know how to deal with it. We can't open this one up, so that one has to just go. This one has to be deleted as well. There's no... actually, no, we're going to go and tweak this one. Let's just go and change this one to just rename it to .back at this stage. And then we'll take what we can out of this one when it's time. So we'll just go yes. Now I'm just thinking about the other way that we do it. So if we go, actually we do need to put those white dots in, which, yeah, I'm going to have to actually. So I'm going to have to go back in and actually just edit my my illustration file. So I'll just go and do that. So I'm just in Clip Studio. I just have to get in really close where I can see the pixels, and then just put a dot there. I'll put a dot in here. So on that dots layer, I'll put another dot down in here somewhere. I don't need too many of them, but I'll just put a few of them in. This actually may make the process, I didn't realize I had to do this, but this may make the process overall a little bit easier. Let's just go in again. Individual pixels. So this is where essentially different provinces will then sort of be picked up. And then we just have to designate these as other things. I've got to be careful I don't do like a two-line. That's why I've got to be super careful with what I do here. Let's go that way and this way somewhere. And we just need one up this way somewhere. Alright, so these are not going to be actual part of the cave, but we still have to designate them into the cave. So I think this is what we have to do. This is all a bit new for me, but I think that one there looks a bit big. Yeah, that's only one, that's fine. So we've now got our dot layer is now a bit different. I now need to export this one back out again. So with everything connected, I'm just going to go and File, Single Layer, Targa, and the one I want to be replacing is just going to be the Arena Map Caves. Save that one, yes. Then we turn off all of the foreground, and we turn off all of the base, and that as well. And you can click that one back on, and that's what we are ending up with a few dots in around the place now, a few more dots. So this will then sort of designate different other start locations. I think this will actually ultimately make it a bit easier for us to even build the map. I wasn't aware I had to do this anyway. This is sort of new for me. So I'm making it up as I go along. Yeah, so at least I can then go and designate the colors, and I can actually then tweak them a little bit better as well. So in this case, we're just going to go and File, Export Single Layer, Targa Files. Now, there'll probably be people asking why aren't there, should I go Caves Borders? I'll just do that one. Why can't we use ping files? Because some ping files actually do change the referencing, and so you can end up with some problems with the colors. Targa files will keep the exact colors, and so that's why that's been done. They're a bit more strict this time because there's more going on with the actual map making. So that's all been done. We'll just go and I'll just go and turn that one off, turn that one back on, Cave Base, and turn on that one as well, just so I've got it there, and save. Okay, so now we have dots in other positions. Now just go and ditch those, and now we actually have the these two in here are the old ones, so we're just going to ditch those, and we'll start again. Sorry about this. It's I know we've wasted time, and I did say, I think in the last episode, that if I do it, expect it to happen, because there's a lot that can go wrong in this process the way it currently is. Now I've got that as a dot back, not a dot map. These are now both back in here. Let's go back into the game. Tools, Map Editor, Load Map. So we go back to Test. We go to Test.map. Click on OK. So we've got what we forgot to do was our start locations underground. So now what we do is we go to the Advanced Command. So everything is OK in here. Everything is fine. I'll just go and select that one just so we've got it in the middle there. Advanced Commands. They're all turned on. They're all turned off, which is what we want, because we no longer want the Deep Caves plane enabled. Add plane, test, and we're going to use borders again. Click on OK. and that's all fine. So we don't need to do anything else in there. We'll just press exit. And now we've got all these other provinces back out through this other side. So we can now push things back in a little bit. And so these will be designated, like if we just go in control, if we go control B, I'm not sure how this will work. Actually, it's the wrong one. If it needs to be in this one. So control B, and we now just have to go to find the border map that we just did before. I'm just going to rush through this one. Just go to borders, click on OK. This is so much easier with this map. I can't stress that enough. Actually, I was going to do this as, oh no, it's okay. I'll just do it this way. We just generate it. And so when we actually have a look at this one, now this is called Land Arena in through here, which we don't want, but so that one actually looks good. That one still doesn't look good. This one doesn't look good. So we're just going to go and designate a few of these other areas now. So we're just going to go to Smart Filler. And we do now have to go and do all of these different areas. So I'll just go and zoom these up. We don't have to do the whole lot, but I just want to designate it so that it won't be controlled back and through here at all. So I'm just going to place those into there. Whoops. Right click. And I still need to come back in and set all these up. I'll just zoom in a little bit so I can sort of see what's going on. So again, I'll just pause while I just go through this whole process. So all I'm doing here is just building up the various locations. All right, so as I go through now, that's a big area, that takes that area, that meets up in the middle there, that takes that area, that goes into there, that goes into there, that goes into there, goes there, and goes down. So there's no gap. Doesn't matter about these other things because these aren't going to show up anyway, but at least we now know that we've got all of the outside area covered as well. So so it's a bit convoluted, but we've sort of got all those different things done through there. So let's now just go back to the actual neighbours. And we're seeing different sorts of things in through here where they've got automatic neighbours. Now we're going to have to basically, we can leave them on if we wanted to, but I think that the cleanest thing will just be to basically turn them off. Just so we've got a little bit of control clicking here to just turn them all off. I could probably leave these on around the outside edge and just leave them together. Not that it really matters that much. So around the outside, we've just got this ring, basically, which, and I'll just make sure that these don't have any as well, going back in. So let's just click and control clicking. So we'll set all these up. We will just go to the advanced commands. They're all turned on. That's good. Now we can go back to all of these and make these so that, just see how these actually look. That looks good. Actually, this has actually done a good job of doing these. So that's actually, I don't have to do any changes in there because of setting these other things up. Now what we need to do is just go Control A, and just put the cave in. So this is now going to be C, and we just get these little cave symbols coming in. So we just make sure we get the caves all the way through here. Now if we leave these other ones out like this, they're just going to be plains, and we don't want that either. So now we're just going to go across to here. We're going to go to cave wall, and this is W. So we just go. So we just need to make sure look across because we don't see. Actually, there's a. Oh, hang on, that was W's there as well. There's two that are W. I'm going to have to click on it. Anyway, we'll just do cave wall. We don't want waste. Cave wall. They've both got. Is one of them a Shift W maybe? No, it's only lowercase. That's a mistake as well. This is really not. No one's using this yet, so no one has really tested it yet. I don't think. Not thoroughly. So we just get those cave walls done, and that way they're just basically not going to be part of what's going on. Cave wall. And that one's cave wall. So they're all just cave walls. That's all we need to do there is just set them up this way, and so they won't then generate. Now the other thing that I forgot to do last time was to come back in here and actually make this one into a start site. So start, and that's what we'd require to then actually have it sort of working. So I think this is a cleaner way to do it. No throne, we want to make sure that this is a no throne as well. Again, if we make one mistake, you have to come back and do the whole process. I almost forgot that I need to, with this one selected, I need to go and change that one so that it knows that it's number one and connecting back through that other side. it's just, I don't know why you can't edit these, or if there is a way, I just don't know how to do it. Again, we have to get all of this 100% right before we leave, and I'm pretty sure I now have. So I'll save the map, and that's done, and it saves basically both maps because they now sort of are linked together. I think I'm done. God, I think I'm done. Anyway, I'll just exit, but yeah, it's painful. It is painful without actually being able to test and then come back in and do different bits and pieces. So if we look at the statistics, we've now got 27 land provinces, 9 sea provinces. The cave walls are technically land, but they're not really. So we've got 18 plains, 9 caves, 2 mountains. Now, what I should probably do, they're thinking these are, actually I might just change these to sea. I'll do them caves as well as cave walls. I think that might be safer. That way we won't end up with the plains. So let's have a look and see the statistics now. Yeah, 18 caves, 9 plains. It's not talking about water. It's got sea provinces of 9. That's okay. That's working out okay. We don't have 18 though. I don't know why it's doing that. But anyway, that's okay. 6 starts, 4 large areas. That's okay as well. I could actually make, just so we get things across, I could make, for example, this a large site. I do like to have a large province in around these, just for, again, this is mainly for testing things. So that will do. I don't think we need to do anything else here. We can actually have rivers underground, but I didn't draw that in. I could have done that, but I didn't do it. Anyway, that's pretty much it. What a mess, what a mess. Save the game. Okay, exit, and away we go. So if we now go in and try to test it now and see what actually happens, so we'll just go and escape, create world, and this testing, you just got to test. Just click on OK, test, delete the game, OK. And we'll just do Agartha and Abyssia again. And Abyssia. Click on OK, OK, random. Now, if we should start underground. Yes, we are. So we are starting underground. It didn't start at the other one underground though, so that's actually okay. It will then change some of these. This is a cave forest, even though we didn't change it. That's just a cave. That's a crystal cave. And Mun over here is just a cave. Okay, so we've got that one. We'll just come back out. Just go yes, Abyssia, exit. And so they started above ground with the wastelands, with the swamp in the middle. If we go and right click there, we go into the hidden realm, which is our crystal cave. So that's actually working well. So we can actually now navigate around. So technically, we're now sort of done with this one, which is awesome. So we'll now just go across. But yeah, if you make a mistake, start again, basically. Escape, quit without saving. And we now have to go back in to the test area, and we can now afford to clean it up. So we've now got test plane.back. I can now ditch that one. We've got test map. I'll just get rid of these now because hang on, no, we need to get rid of borders, and we need to get rid of the plane too. I'll just go and copy that one again. Control C, delete, and then change our cave's name to that one. That way we end up with the correct look to it. Now we're going to go back in and just do one last little tweak into both the map files. We just need to go and double check some things. So we're just going to go and open in Sublime Text, because when we looked underneath, we're still not seeing the whole map. And so we need to have a bit of a look and see. We've got, there's some things that this one adds when we do all of the stuff. It goes no deep caves, which means it's not going to generate a random layer. No deep choice. I've got no idea what that is. I think it may be that you're locked into the up-down caverns, like to actually lock between the two different planes. So you don't have, so that the map won't generate a different way back into the caverns. So I'm thinking that's what that is there. And map no hide is what's set in through this site. I'm just going to copy all of those. So Control C, and I forgot to change. I forgot to name. I just forgot to do a land name. of the central area, which will end up being a bit like this one here. And I think I forgot to do. That doesn't matter. I forgot to make the water province have the thing where it doesn't have any actual. This is what all these numbers are, so it won't actually generate a throne. Okay, we can tweak that. I'll show you how to tweak that. Actually, it's now easier. Actually, on this layer, we can still work it, but it's the other one that's the problem, the test plane 2, because we now really can't manipulate this one at all. So I'm just going to go across, and we'll open this one in Sublime Text. And so you can see there's a lot of things in here that we don't have. We want to get rid of the descriptions because that will screw up. It tends to screw up the way that Steam Workshop uses things, so ditch that. We put all these things back in there as well. That way the map will then show up. So we'll just go and save that one. Even though the thing says 600, I think 550 will still be okay. Now I did actually have another colour that I preferred rather than the sort of bright yellow. I might go and get them from another map, and I'll just go and edit those in as well. Yeah, I'm just pasting in the text colour and also the actual Dominion colour as well. So I'm just overriding the results. Just go Control V. Now I'll just go back in and show you a few other little things. I forgot to rename. I'm just going to grab this one here. Control C. Now it was. God, I've forgotten what the number is. I don't know which number it is. Oh, the gate is in 15. Okay, so we know that it's 15. So I'm just going to go back in and just change the land name of 15 to the Cave Arena. I forgot to rename it. And so we know that that's where the gate is. Now on the other one, we should have the gate showing in through there. Gate 10 is number 1, and gate 10 is number 1. So this is how we can tweak things. Now, the numbers, what I forgot to do was I forgot to actually tell the water arena, number 6, to actually be to not spawn any thrones. So how do we fix that up? If we go back across, actually I've got it down at the moment. I'll just see if I can get that one done. Just bear with me. So this is the map making commands that we actually have access to, and there's sort of like an area where it uses masks or masking. Now if we go to bad throne location, that's one that we wanted to actually add into this particular one. It's 134217728, which is like a binary number. So we want to add that number to the other number that we've actually already got there. So if we have a look at this one through here, we've got the water arena is got a terrain of number 4, which essentially just should mean water. If we go and have if I just go and place this one in here for now, and just so we got it there, if I add 4 to this number, we should end up with what we are looking for. Now that number there is a lot bigger, that land arena. Why would that be like? Oh, because of other things potentially. Oh, and there's yeah, I'm not sure why that would be the case. Actually, I'm just having these are all different numbers. It looks like it's different. We could edit it and see what actually it does come up with. So let's just pop it in there and just see what we end up with. But 4 is C. So C provinces is number 4. And so we just add 4 onto this number. So we go to 32. And that should technically be a, just go and press X. And then just change that number there. But that is nothing at all like that land arena number. That bothers me. That bothers me. All right, we'll see how we go with that one. We'll see if this one actually works. We'll just do a quick save in through here. So this is now pretty much ready to go. We'll just go back into this one as well and save this one. So we've made some little tweaks into here. So unfortunately, once you get past where we are, you're then back to tweaking things in through here, which is onerous in comparison to doing it in the actual game itself. So if we just go back into the tools and manuals again, and just go to the map editor, and load map test, and if we try to open this one up, it's not going to work. So don't even try. It's a shame that you can't. Yeah, so that did work. No throne, no throne. That's good. So it actually did work there. So that's all we needed to do. I just wanted to make sure that that was actually what it was. So C, no throne. Why is this one? Oh, because of the river. The river actually adds it in as well. So that added a lot more to the actual to the bit mapping. So we'll just go and exit that one. Exit that one. So we should now have a fully function. Actually, hang on, did we change our borders across? Yeah, we did. Sorry, I'm getting confused as to what we're doing. Just go to create world, load map, test map. This time, please work. And then this is going to be Agatha. Where are we? Agatha at the top there, and we'll just go Abyss here, which will then start up on the above. It won't stay up down below. It'll sort of separate them out a little bit. Just random this one by pressing R. Yeah, so this is now working underground. And so now we see the whole thing, which is good. We've got this sort of darker color for the Dominion. We've got a drip cave, a crystal cave, a cave. It's just a shame that we can't get the actual, we can't see what's going on there. Now we don't get to see that because we haven't gone across there yet. So we'll look and see what we can see up through this side. So we've got the land arena, which is a highlands area, and then we don't get to see what these are just yet. Okay, that's working perfectly by the looks of things for me, so I'm actually really happy with that. Now what we need to do is get it ready for Steam, like the whole map. So now if you've done what I've done, which is like I've now created like a test version, but I'm going to then put it back into my actual arena maps, I can now go and do that. So there's a few little things we need for Steam, and I'll just go through what they actually are. So we're just going to exit out of this one. Quit without savings. When we go to upload, we need to have a few extra little things in the area itself. Now, I'll just get it ready and show you what you do need. So if I just go back to my other maps and just go to, say, arena, this one here, I think I've got it. Yeah, I've got the arena. I've got this one through here, and I've got this one through here. I'm just going to go Control C, and I'm then just going to go across to maps. And let me see this one. If we go, yeah, so we just need these two, the banner.ping and dom6ws.text. So you need like a banner, which is this is 268 by 268. There is actually dimensions that they recommend in the manual. I don't think that's actually the desired dimensions. Maybe a bit different, but anyway, it works. So I'm just going to go with that one. Just go and place these into here. And inside this one, if we just go and edit this one in Sublime Text, it's just visibility equals public. Again, this is all in the manual. It's very, very simple to set up for Steam. Once you've got that, once you've actually done this with everything sort of established, you then come back across and do and you go back into the game. I'm not going to do it, but you go back into the game, you go to Tools and Manuals, you go to Map Editor, and you upload the map to the Steam Workshop. So you go and click on it, and then you go to test, and then tell it to just take the test thing up, and then that should work okay. It'll take a little bit of time. You've got to go in and just curate what's actually been written in there. When you put a description in there, it sort of overrides everything, so just be aware of that, which is why I've turned the descriptions off in everything, because that will become the description, and every time you do an upload, that will be the description that it uploads again, which is a bit of a pain in the bum. It doesn't look at what's already there and think, oh, okay, look, I'll leave it alone. It seems to sort of overdo it. So even before I do my update, I'm going to then go and tweak it. But I'm actually happy with what we've got through here. This is now going to become my new arena base, like with everything that we're actually sort of going and doing. So I'm just going to go back and now tweak. So this is the test area. I'm now going to change it so that it actually goes through. Now I had Arena DOM 6, the one I've actually uploaded. If I go into this side here, I don't actually have the loads in from the, this was just a test one. This one here does actually have a DOM6W _PFID. This means this is my Steam version. Now I'm going to need to make all of these, everything is going to have to become arena dom6.targa. So I have to rename everything back in my other one, just so I can replace it all back in through here again as well. So I'm going to arena dom6 is the actual name, and so I'm going to be replacing everything in test. I will actually just do a copy of test. So I'm just going to go across. So I just 7-zip it up, just so I've got it there. That way I've got a reference of what I think is the final version. again, a bit like what we're doing with the other stuff, but this then saves everything that we actually had just set up. So we've now got everything in test, and so in test, I'm just going to go inside. We are going to go, and where we've got anything with test.map or anything like that, I'm just going to go back up again, grab my trusty renamer. I use this so often. So everything that's got the word test in it has to be copied across, or just dragged across into here, and then we just add a rule. So, and this is going to be arena DOM 6 is what we needed. So we're just going to go into replace. This is going to be test, and then arena DOM 6, and add rule, and then replace, rename everything. Okay, 21 files have now been successfully renamed, but we still have one or two. We've got one more problem really that we have to then go and correct. So now we need to go back into, I'll just get rid of that. We no longer need that anymore. We now just go back into here again, and we now just go and set up the where the hell is it? What am I doing? The open with Sublime Text. Now we've still got the old test things. They no longer exist, so that won't work. But we've got test map. This is actually supposed to be the arena. It's just called arena. That's all that's the thing is called. And then we have arena DOM 6 dot test goes into there. So this is arena DOM 6 dot target. Everything else is fine. Everything else is okay. So we don't have to worry about any of that because it's all exactly the same. So we'll just do a quick save. That now knows that it's got the right reference, and we then have to go back to our plane 2 area as well and just do the same thing. And so this is going to test underscore plane 2. This needs to be arena DOM 6, just so that it knows what to reference, because that's now the new name. And that's we don't have to do anything else there as well. Just do a save there. I can ditch these because they no longer exist. So this is now in my test area. So this will not work, but we just need to take all of this stuff that we've now got. This is now pretty much ready for and what I'll do is I'll probably upload the test one, so that if you go to my coffee.com coffee.com/DazTactic, which is the link down below, I should have that test file there, so you can just sort of have a look and see what we got up to in this instance. So so with this one through here, this has now all been renamed correctly. We're not in the wrong directory, so I'm just going to go and Control C. I'll just copy for now, and we then just go into arena DOM 6, and I'm just going to go and delete everything that's in here. And just go Control V. Place files. I'll get rid of the notes area that I've got in here as well. I did have notes that I was fleshing things out, but I'm not going to worry about that one. So that's now our new map, which has already been uploaded to Steam. Actually, I'll do the upload now, because we now do an upgrade. So because it's already been uploaded once. So whenever you make a change, just go across into the description. You probably really do want to go and copy the description before you do it. Let's just go and do that one. Just so you don't have to, just in case it replaces it, because as I say, everything's a bit buggy at this stage. Workshop, files you've posted. So I've got two. I've got Arena Basic and now this one as well. Just going into this one here, and I'm just going to go to the edit tiles and description. I don't want it to be replacing all this stuff, so I'm just going to go. This is actually now different, so we'll actually just go and copy all of that. And leave all that behind. All right, so with that done, we'll come back to this in just a second. I should really now create another directory somewhere. Arena DOM 6. I'll just go into here now. This is the area that we're in, and I will just create a new text file. I'll just call it notes. I can just put the description in there. So that's the address, ko-fi.com/tactic. That should actually be in there. So we'll just go and by the time you look at this, hopefully. So I'll just leave that. That's all part of what we're going to be uploading. That will end up being in there as well. But at least I've got a reference I can then come back to. So we just go back to the game, the map editor, upload map to Steam. We're now going to go to Arena DOM 6, which is the Arena DOM 6 map, Arena DOM 6 Plane 2. So we're just going to go to the map. Just going to go and click OK. Change notes. Cave layer added. Now this should just now upload everything that's in there. It doesn't take too long, but this is just the process. So the workshop item upload complete. And so that should actually now have everything in there. So if we just go back across into our into the Steam area, have a look at files you've posted. Now if we go into there, we should then have, did it change? Yeah, see how it's so it's now got the edit file and description. So okay, so we've got the cave layer added as well. Right, so that's save, and so that will then be an update for that one. But yeah, that's why you don't just upload what you've got, because it destroys everything if like the description goes completely, which is, as I say, quite painful. I don't have pictures of the underground layer, but that's I can always just go and add those in. But that's pretty much the process. So it's now waiting analysis. We are subscribed to it, so eventually that will then just come through as an actual download. If I quit out of this one, quit. If we go to downloads, there it goes. It's now updating. So it's updating our map, and so this is now come straight through. So that's actually now updated. Hopefully it will work. So let's just see if we'll just do a test run. Fingers crossed. But you get the idea. Even if it's not, I'm just going to I'll just go to load a map. Now I've got Arena. Yeah, Arena DOM 6. I don't know if that's the right one. It's gone okay. I'm going to have to get rid of some of the other ones that I've now got in the list there. And we'll just play as Ermor. Yep, so it's a cold wasteland. This is working out okay, and yeah, we've got the underground. The cave arena has been named, so this is looking good. So job done. I'm going to leave it there, guys. So I hope that's helpful. We've really covered all the different aspects. Yeah, it's onerous to a degree. It's a lot of work, and there's a lot of bugs at this point in time. They will be fixed over time. But overall, it's it's quite impressive the way it sort of does work. So we've got farmland and river, or waste and river through there, farmland and river through there. So this is actually better than what I had when I first uploaded it. So anyway, I'll leave it there. Thanks for watching, and again, I do hope this has been helpful.